This is Sherri Patten Ceramics, and today we're making a cat head. So you're going to take a piece of clay, roll it into kind of a sphere, and then we're going to think about that muzzle. That muzzle is shorter than a dog's muzzle usually. And we're going to just make a little sphere of clay for that muzzle. I'm going to score this just a little bit. Add some slip just so that it stays together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this clay into that head. So all of a sudden it gets much, much smaller. And notice how I'm not pushing in the whole thing. My students always want to push the whole thing in. Don't push the whole thing in. Go on the sides of it and blend it in. Go on the sides and blend it in. Use really soft clay for this, guys. Really soft clay for this so that you can be successful. So it'll be something like this. You can see how all of a sudden it got a lot smaller. Notice when I'm smoothing going all the way across. I'm not using real small strokes. Now it's a little more pointed than I want, so I'm just going to push it a little bit. There, that's more like the kitty head. Now for the eyes. Remember, you're always going to grab a piece of clay smaller than you think you need for eyes, because when you squish them on, and you want to be able to squish them on, they're going to get a lot larger. So I have two little spheres here rolled in my fingertips for eyes. I'm going to look at this, the face, and give it more room towards the top here, because you need an area for the eyes, you need an area for the brain back there. This is towards the bottom of the head. So if you have something like this, roll it down so that the muzzle is towards the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to turn it this way. I'm actually going to see if that's the best place for it. I think this is better. It has more room for the brain up there. And these eyes are pretty close, actually, to the nose, if you notice. I like to always have images up of things when I do them. I'm scoring these eyes because when you have images, when you have something that looks like the real thing, it's going to really help you do a much better job. So you can see it's almost like a triangle, a tiny little triangle there. There's my scored side. Lots of slip. And put that eye on. I'm going to wipe my finger off, because remember, you don't want to work with dirty fingers, or else you just end up making marks all over your pieces. And then you have to clean them up later, or else it doesn't look good. So don't make those marks to begin with. So now we're smoothing. And now we're going to shape those eyes a little bit. So I'm just pinching a little bit. You can see that the eyes, the ends of the eyes go up at the end. So that's why I'm pinching, pinching. Pinching, pinching. And then I'm going to take this paper clip, this pencil, and I'm just going to draw a line going up and a line going up on this one. Like that. And then for that nose, I'm going to put a little triangle of clay. I'm going to make it first into a ball, probably half this size. And then I'm just going to squeeze it. I take it in my fingers, squeeze, and put my finger on the other side, and have a triangle, just like that. And then if I squish it this way, it's going to get a little larger. Let's see how that looks. Let's see. That looks about right. So now I'm going to score and slip that on. Remember, if it's too large, you can always push it into the head more. It's okay. Remember, it's going to go on the top. It's not going to go out in front here, where the teeth are going to go in the mouth. It's going to go on top of that nose area. I'm just smearing off this extra slip, making it look more beautiful. I'm going to take my finger, scoot it up a little bit more, and blend it in with that top area. And now I can outline where that nose is. So make sure that my paper clip is nice and clean. And make that mark, bring back that triangular shape. Make a little line across the top. Make that little line down. And then the mouth. Right towards the bottom. Towards the bottom of that snout area. These cats don't really have that big mouths. I think because their prey is smaller. And then, if I want to, I can kind of lift up that mouth at the end a little bit, make it look cuter. Put some little whisker areas here, and I can make some ears. And take a piece of clay, any shape, don't worry about it, about the same size, and then I'm going to take my fingers and squish to make that kind of triangular shape. And again at the bottom, squish, and then I'm going to take it on here this way and flatten. So now it's that triangular shape. So again, squish a little bit, squish on the side, and then I have that triangular shape. I actually really liked the shape of it before I did that. But if I put those ears on when they're really thin like that with the clay, you know what's going to happen. It's just going to break right off. And that's frustrating. Let's see. So those ears, you can see, are outside of where the eyes are. So we're looking at the placement. Looking at the shapes, they're about the same. To decide which part is the bottom and which part is the top. Alright, and we're going to score. Put a bunch of slip. This is for all of you who are doing low fire and high fire clay. I know some of you doing the Sculpey clay and that kind of thing. It sticks together more easily. You don't have to do that step. And then I'm just going to really press well. And then I can shape those ears a little bit more. Wipe off that extra slip. And then I'm going to do that really important part for making this look like a three-dimensional animal. Very, very important. Take the end of a pencil and I'm going to stick it down into the head. And I'm going to bring my fingers around the base of that pencil right here. I'm going to bend those ears around it and then take it out. And that is a nice ear. Same thing for this one. And that's also another good reason to make sure that those ears are not real thin clay. I'm bending it around, taking it out, and there you have it. So if you want to make it, you know, what people might consider a cuter cat, if you consider lots of hair cute, then you would make this this the shape of the face much fatter. I would put a lot more fat down here. Okay, thank you very much.